And welcome back to the Hot Lap, and what a Donnington BTCC rounds 1, 2 and 3 opening weekend for 2025. Deep breath. It was really, really good. We had not 3 winners, not just the 1 winner, which we thought we may have with Mr. Sutton. We had 2 winners. Mr. Sutton, yes, Ash of the Sutton, started his campaign off much better than he started his campaign off last year. Everyone thought after practice it was going to be a Hyundai fest, but Dan Camish put silence to that initially with his pole, and then Sutton stamped on that silence, as in Napa Racing is here to stay. Ash Sutton is going to be a contender again for 2025. Let's get into it. So this was Josh Cook talking about his weekend. We'll get into that. But there we go. Wasn't it great to have this back? Donington Park on Twitter. Absolutely it was. And what a view these guys have got. I mean, check out that view. That's absolutely amazing. It's lush. Okay, so race 1 winner Ash Sutton. He started in second. It was Camish on pole. It was a Napa 1-2 on the grid. But he went lights out. Lap 1, kind of like just after turn 1, Camish ended up having to go defensive. He went defensive probably a bit too much, but he had to. And then Ash Sutton positioned his car absolutely perfectly and went away. But what was interesting is Camish's tyres were going off to the point that he ended up getting a puncture. And it was Ash Sutton all the way to the flagger, chased in the end by Tom Ingram. Now, I think Ash was very much saved by a safety car, towards nearing the end of the race, where he was able to cool his tyres down, because this softer tyre was going to be a big issue for some people. And also, Josh Cook took a massive hit in the first race, which really scuppered his weekend, because he was really fast here as well. But this is Ash Sutton on that first victory.
So here we are at a sunny Donington. Race 1 complete. Come away with a win. Opened the trophy cabinet to start the
You
season.
did,
So
indeed.
there you go, the car was good. We needed to make a few changes. We were having to sort of nurse the tyre from the get-go.
Yes.
Went for the fast lap, achieved that. Obviously, nursed the tyre from that point onwards, and then we had a fast Hyundai that we had to defend from. But pleased for Napa Racing UK to come away with a win.
Yeah, and absolutely he was. And Tom Ingram, to be fair, was absolutely all over him come the end of that first race. But race 2 winner, Ash Sutton, does it again, to the point where we all thought he may well do it for race number 3. We'll get into the full results towards the end. But he qualified, I think he started like 6th with the reverse grid. He picked out probably the best ball he could have done. And no, sadly he didn't. He just couldn't get by. He couldn't get by Tom Ingram. But what a fight those two had in race number 3. And talking about race number 3, it was Tom Chilton on pole position who was the man come race number 3. An absolutely fantastic win for him. We'll get into all the others in a bit as well. But yeah, well done, Tom Chilton. This was him after his victory.
A bit of an emotional roller coaster. We started off at the beginning of the weekend P2 in free practice 1. Had a bit of a roller coaster through free practice.
He did. Qualifying was bad.
Q3, which was fantastic, but we had a crank sensor fail, which was very frustrating. So I had to start P6. And all weekend I've been just chipping away.
He had been chipping away. He was out there, and maybe wrongly or rightly, we said in the Team Virtue preview that he's the poor man's Tom compared to Tom Ingram. But today, I know Tom Ingram said in his interview after race 3, he was not, he was second, he was not looking to put pressure on him. But the way Tom managed, yes, he did have the advantage of hindsight, but the way he sprinted away straight after lights out in race 3, and then he managed his tyres throughout. It was perfection from Tom.
Managed to get fast up in race 2, which was nice, and then in race 3 got the reverse grid, the pole position, and I had the soft tyre. It was like a win-win. And all I had to do was just cruise around and look after the tyres, click gears and get dizzy.
What he doesn't say there is, in his interview to Louise Goodman, he was saying that obviously he's one of the heavier drivers on the grid. And now they've taken the hybrid system out, the cars are a lot lighter, and he feels like he can actually drive these cars better. So this Tom Chilton 2.0 we're seeing. I'll have our fingers crossed. But yeah, this is Josh Cook as well. The audio's not great on this, about his weekend. It was a weekend, I think, of what could have been, because he had the speed. It's just stuff happened to him that he just couldn't do anything about.
The day wouldn't have been ready. Qualifying didn't quite go to plan yesterday, so
Nope.
Probably a little bit lower than I think we could have been. Race 1, alright, not too bad. Obviously not had a bit of contact, but given the place back after the race, and finished 6th in that
puncture in race 2.
Really captured that, which is one of those things in racing. And then I think the guys did a great job turning the car around, had a really good balance in race 3. And also starting from the back of the grid with it being so competitive is always difficult. So I'm pleased that we got up as high as we did, but ultimately we need to find a little bit of pace.
I mean, they needed to find a bit of pace, didn't they? They absolutely need to. Now, this is Josh Cook on the whole. This is not Josh Cook. Sorry, this is Sutton on the whole weekend, which hopefully we'll get into. Wait there.
That's so. Donnington done. Romeo done, as they say.
Yeah,
That's a wrap. Good
it
wrap.
is.
2 wins and a third. I had a little nibble in that last one for second, but yellow flag saved Tom there. So. Yeah, it's
if you don't know what he's talking about, in race 3, it was kind of like the opposite of race 1, where this time it was Ash Sutton on the medium tyre, on the stronger tyre, where Tom Ingram on the softer tyre, it was going off. He was absolutely all over him. And then one of the cars ended up having a crash, brought the yellow flags out. So, Ash managed to get by him there, but then had to let him by come the yellow flags, which kind of saved, which ended up saving, I think, Tom Ingram second place there for race 3.
a phenomenal way to kick-start the campaign. Obviously, I don't think we've ever had a weekend like this to start the championship. So
it was amazing.
Yeah, really, really pleased with that. And we're looking in a good place. Car's in a good place.
Indeed.
Team's in a good place as a
Yes.
team. We've had a strong weekend. We've had a few little upsets, but overall a really strong weekend. So roll on, Brands. Let's see how we get on.
And we are going to Brands Hatch as well, so we'll have footage from there. So one of the more disappointing aspects of the weekend was the reigning champion Jake Hill in his WSR. I mean, when you look at the race results, a tough race 3. He ended up Aidan Moffat P9, getting mugging almost Jake Hill P10, and then Darryl Delian, who was actually, I mean, all the rookies fared really, really well. P15 and P16 for that. But then when we look at race number 2, Jake Hill P4, which wasn't too bad, yeah. P7 for Aidan Moffat. But when I say too bad, it wasn't too bad. But this is an outfit that should be winning. No podium. P12 for Darryl Dillon and a Rainford, sadly, a DNF. And obviously, it was just... they were just bang average, sadly. And what was nice, though, for WSR this weekend, they were racing in memory of Bonnie Macy, who is a member of their hospitality team for many years, who sadly passed away. And there was a GoFundMe page has been set up in her memory to help her family. I put the links in the description, as we always do, to the stuff we quote below on the description there from whatever channel you're watching this on. And One Motorsport, as I said, Cookie's done it. Race 3, P17, P11 from Josh Cook, not too bad from the back. Stephen Jelly, not great, P15, P20. That's when Cook got the sad puncture. I mean, look at the damage there. It's like, welcome back, BTCC. And then P20 for Stephen Jelly, P7, which was not too bad for Josh Cook, but I can't help but thinking it was a weekend of what should have been. So when we look at race 1, Ash Sutton obviously wins, Ingram second, Daniel Roybal, he did have a really solid weekend as well. Jake Hill 4th, Mikey Doble 5th, Josh Cook in 6th. I think he finished 7th in the end with a penalty, I think. No, he finished 6th because Tom Chilton got a penalty. Sorry, that's why he ended up finishing 6th, not 7th. Sorry about that. Camish, Moffat, Smiley, that's your top 10. Then we have Dexter Patterson, Dan Lloyd, Ronan Pearson. A massive congratulations to Max Hall. Was it his first ever BTCC race scoring points? I mean, amazing. Dow De Leon, 15th, Sam Osborne 16th, and then Charles Rainford 17th, Crease 18th, Gordon Shedden 19th, Stephen Jelly 20th, Nicholas Hamilton 21st, and DNFing was Dorlin, Aaron Taylor Smith, and Adam Morgan. Nice one for Nicholas Hamilton. He finished, which is more to say that some of them. He didn't cause any crashes or anything, which is good. So fair play to him. On to race number 2. Again, another Sutton victory. Ingram second. Dan Camish finished 3rd. Now that was really that was quite interesting because Dan Camish, let me have a look. I mean, he started 8th in the end for race 1, so he came back to get that podium. I mean, what a weekend he had. Could have, would have, should have as well. A bit luckier than Josh Cook. Jake Hill 4th, Dan Roybottom 5th, Tom Chilton 6th, Aidan Moffat 7th, Chris Smiley 8th, Dexter Patterson 9th, Adam Morgan 10th, and then the rest of it is Gordon Shedden. He had he as well, kind of like Josh Cook, had an argy-bargy weekend where he was just involved, not necessarily causing incidents that were just happening around him. He was like almost the victim of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Darryl Delly on 12th. Again, Maxwell 13th in the points. Well done, Darryl, and well done, Maxwell. Maxwell, his racecraft was so good to see. I was hoping that the BTCC TikTok or somewhere would have had a few clips of it that I wanted to show, but sadly not. But yeah, really, I mean, a massively strong weekend for Maxwell. Better than I think anyone could have ever imagined. And let's be fair, in the Coupe, and that's not the fastest car. So James Dorden 14th, Stephen Jelly 15th, and then it's Doble, Crease, Pearson, Nick Hamilton 19th, Josh Cook last, sadly, because of that puncture, and then DNF for Aaron Taylor-Smith, Charles Rainford, and Daniel Lloyd. Now we go last, but by no means least, is again Tom is race number 3. You had Tom Chilton 1, Tom Ingram 2nd, a Team Virtue 1-2, Ash Sutton 3rd, 3 for 3 for podiums, 2 out of 3 for wins. A very good weekend. Dan Camish 4th, a very strong weekend again. Adam Morgan finally getting decent points, and he seems to be a lot happier driving the Hyundai than he's done with the WSR BMW. 6th Roy Bottom, 7th Doble, 8th Smiley, 9th Mofat, 10th Jacob. He was kind of like being passed by everyone. BMW need to get their heads down, I think, for Brands Hatch, and I'm sure they will. Josh Cook 11th, Aaron Taylor-Smith 12th, Shedden 13th, Pearson 14th, and then 15th onwards is Dow De Leon, Charles Raven, Stephen Jelly, Sam Osborne, and Michael Creeks. Max Hall in 20th. He didn't have a very good start at all there, sadly, because it almost would have been 3 for 3 for points, which is a massive shame. James Dorn 21st, Nicholas Hamilton 22nd, and did not DNF for Dan Lloyd and DNF for Dexter Patterson. So there are your, there are your results. Here are the standings then for that World Championship. Let's try and get a bit closer. We've got Ash Sutton with 2 wins at the moment on 58 points. Tom Ingram on 51. Tom Chilton very much down 42. Dan Camish 37. Dan Rowbottom 36. Jake Hill, last year's World Champion, on 32. Mofat on 23. Smiley on 22. And last but no means least, Dobril on night, not last, but Adam Morgan in the top 10. So not bad there. Shedden on 13th with 8 points. And Max Hall claiming those 5 points, currently 16th in the Drivers' Championship. Brilliant weekend for all the rookies. I'm hoping to do the driver ratings tomorrow. We'll have to see. Hopefully, fingers crossed I've got enough time. But until then, if you're not, please give us a subscribe. You just watching this video is more than enough for us. But thank you very much. Stay tuned for next time. We'll no doubt have BTCC news coming out of the Donington weekend. So we'll have news this week and definitely do another video or two. But until then, stay safe and speak to you soon. Thank you very much for watching. I've done it again. There we go. Hit the outro.